Welcome back, everybody. Great new topic for you here today on our Mindset and Motivation Monday, and that is how to start to take back control of your life in just 15 minutes per day. What I want to do is I want to share this angle, a little bit different of what we might have talked about in the past, and it is picking up something that you've wanted to do for a long time, maybe started at one time and then put down, retake it back up, bring it into your life for 15 minutes a day as to something that you've wanted to either master or learn more about. Now, we're using this as a catalyst, one, to regain that discipline, which I know that you have, and two, to reinvigorate your life with a little bit more excitement, something out of the ordinary that you typically don't do in your day, but you know would make your life that much better. And the reason is that it's something that matters to you. Like ultimately you've wanted to do this thing. So it's funny, but, and I'm gonna share a lot of different case studies, different examples of this, but one of the things that I've wanted to do for a long time, and I can't exactly say why, I took French for 7 years, and although I could read it fairly well, I could understand it fairly well, could never really speak it as well, but also very little opportunity. However, I wanted to actually take Spanish. I wanted to learn Spanish. There's so many individuals that I know in my life who speak Spanish, and I would love to be able to understand what they're saying better. I'd love to be able to speak the language, and there's a lot of use for me to be able to speak language. Now, of course, I know AI is coming out, and I could just put in some AirPods, I'm sure, and it would translate for me, but that's also not part of the journey, part of the fun of learning that other language. So what I've done over the last year and a half is actually started to take just 15 minutes a day. That's all I said I could allocate. 15 minutes only, but I'm going to take that 15 minutes, and typically it's going to be right before lunch, and I'm going to do one Spanish lesson a day. And what I came up with, though, is a very simple 3-year plan. Now, for you, it might have to happen faster, but remember, this is something that you typically wouldn't ordinarily do. I'm going to give you a couple funny examples in just a moment. But now, a year and a half in, I can tell you that my ability to read Spanish is fairly high. It's pretty good. My ability to speak Spanish, always my Achilles heel with speaking any language for whatever reason, is not so great, but I'm going to work on that as the next level. Starting this summer, I'm actually going to work at least once a week with someone only in Spanish for an hour. So that'll really fast track my results. But my ability to read and certainly understand when I hear people speaking Spanish, I could probably pick up about 25% of what they're saying. Is that great? Probably not, right? But it's 25% better than I could do a year and a half ago. And when you have a 3-year plan where it doesn't have to happen overnight, that is something that I know that I can absolutely accomplish. So in 3 years from now, I'm looking to be more fluent, conversationally fluent, not perfect, not an expert, not necessarily sounding like a native Spanish speaker, but someone that can have a conversation in Spanish, at least with all of the basics. So now, again, people could say, well, you could learn that in 3 months. You're right. I could learn that in 3 months and get there. But the goal of this is for it not to be stressful. The goal of this is to pick up something that you're enjoying doing. I have a friend, they're a colleague of mine, and they've always wanted to, now this is going to sound like a strange one, get into basically trick jump roping. So being a master of jump roping. And so what does that mean? Well, it means that they're able to do like double jumps, they're able to do crisscross, they're able to throw one side of the rope up in the air, catch it with the other hand. Some pretty amazing things. If you've ever seen Lauren Jumps on Instagram, if you haven't, I mean, check her out, it's pretty amazing. But things like that. Now, is that going to happen overnight? And does this person need to become a master jump roper for any reason? No. But what it does is it gives them a fun new outlet, exploration, adventure. As adults, we have so little really like outside adventure a lot of the time, unless we actively work on it. About 5 years ago, I wanted to get into sport-based archery. I did that, and I'm so glad that I did. I love it. Now I have people down. I don't do it all the time anymore, but when I have people down, I can get out a couple of our compound bows, and I've got about 40 yards of distance in the backyard, and we can just go and shoot. And it's a lot of fun. And doing it with kids, like teaching it to kids is amazing, right? So all kids can do it. All adults can do it. You just have to be shown how. So it's a tremendous amount of fun. But if you just take that 15 minutes a day to practice jump roping, what happens? Well, first is just to get good at jump roping. So for the first 30 days, it's just 15 minutes. If you've never jump roped for 15 minutes or trying to, that's a workout in itself. So for one, phenomenal workout. Two, and the moving of the lymphatic system, right? What's even better than jumping on a trampoline, mini trampoline, or rebounding is jump roping. That's for sure, right? There's a harder impact. And so now the person is working on moving from just being able to jump rope, which they can, to jump roping with more speed, and then starting to double jump or crisscross. So they're following a sequence. Now, if they give themselves, they probably don't need 3 years, but if they give themselves a full year of saying just 15 minutes a day, I want to be able to accomplish X, a fantastic goal to shoot for. For you, it might be learning a new subject. So you say, I really want to know more about, maybe it's AI. You can literally just say, but I'm so far behind. It's okay. Take 15 minutes each and every day. You just have to know the source. Here's the source I'm going to learn from. And again, I apologize if the individual's name is not Lauren Jumps, and I should have actually looked that up ahead of time. And we'll make a little edit if it's not. But I think she probably has a program, right? And again, I don't know that for sure, but I'm assuming she probably gets so many requests. How did you learn to jump rope like that, right? So you would just go to someone who already knows how to do this, and you would just follow their course, their blueprint, whatever it might be. And the same goes for AI. I'm sure there's an amazing course. There's probably a lot of free YouTube videos. I just like precision-based courses because I can follow specific examples, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm just using an app to learn Spanish. And so the next one would be, I have another friend, another colleague who, very cerebral, wants to become a high-level chess player. And so what they're doing is they're not doing 15 minutes, they're doing 30 minutes a day, which probably makes sense for something more like chess, but they're studying for 30 minutes every single day, all the different openings of chess. That's how they're starting, which is the smartest way to start, right, for chess. And then after that, they'll be working on the next sequences. And then I'm pretty sure they're going to hire a coach and they're going to get a little bit more into it. But for them, if it's just a goal over 3 years and it's to get good at a hobby where they don't need to win anything, then this can be an amazing outlet in your life. And it also breaks the mundane aspects that sometimes we move through. Because truthfully, think about it. Your Monday through Friday probably looks very similar to a lot of other people's. Like when I sit down and I chat with colleagues, they're like, tell me about your routine. I'm like, all right, here's what happens. I wake up every morning within 15 to 20 minutes of the same time, as my body's waking up. This is my morning routine. Then I'm there for my daughters to help them the last, 10, 15 minutes before they're getting out of the house. Even though they're a little older, they don't necessarily need me. I just want to be there, right? And then I want to give them a kiss goodbye, and I want to say, have a great day at school, and all of those nice things. And then I'm going to get my breakfast, then I'm going to begin to do my calls, right? And then my work day begins. And then here's what I do for my lunch break. And then I've got my afternoon, and then my workout of the day, and then I'm with my family for dinner. It's like the same thing, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's literally nothing wrong with it. That's part of being a human being, right? We can save our weekends or our different evenings or whatever it might be for a little bit of different change up in our life. But if you can add one little 15-minute block to your day, that's just for you, of learning a new skill. I always call it like a skill. It could be anything. Like think of the jump roping, how fun that is. It's just a random one, right? And who's it going to be? I mean, it's impressive, don't get me wrong, but it's really just for you. So this 15 minutes, you don't even need to share with anybody else. I'm not learning Spanish for anybody else. I'm truthfully not. I'm learning it for me. I want to learn it for me to see if I can do it and become conversational in Spanish. Learning a second language is not a great skill of mine. It is not something that I ever really mastered. I was certainly not the best French-based student. It's not as easy to me as math or science or physics. Like any of the math and sciences I was better at. I just did what I needed to in English and French and all of those things to get good grades and memorize and pass the test. I did whatever school needed me to do. So learning this language is for me. It is a challenge, and it's enabling me, though, to bring in another side of me. And I want that same thing for you, because when you learn this mini 15-minute discipline, one, it wakes you up a little bit. It's something to look forward to that you didn't typically have, but also you get to see yourself progress in just 15 minutes a day. But it's a slow progression. So you need to know where you started, because you'll be pretty amazed as to where you got to, but it will happen over such a slow journey. And then also it allows you to look back and say, wow, in just 15 minutes a day in a year, which is a long period of time, I was able to accomplish this. If I'm able to accomplish that in 15 minutes, what else could I do? And that is truthfully the biggest breakthrough that we all need, because you can accomplish anything you want in your life with the simple discipline combined with perseverance scheduled into your calendar. And it is, I know that you might be tired of me hearing me say this, but it is scheduling it into your calendar. And remember, it is then up to you. It's you holding you accountable for making that happen each day. If you do that, I would love to hear below what your new skill you're going to learn is in that 15-minute each day. I hope it's a fun one. Remember, it is for you. And of course, if this show was helpful, do always feel free to share it with anyone you believe it could serve. Take care, buddy. Have an amazing start to your week.